Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and as you know, I'm Elizabeth Molina, your beauty guru. Today's topic is number 8 on my beauty circle that you know is totally for free. There's a link below for it, and the category is relationships. Yes, I know what you're thinking, romantic relationships, wrong. I am here to talk a little bit about relationships and debunk it, and also help you have another view on relationships and the importance of it in our daily lives and our daily routines. So let's get started. When we talk about relationships, I don't want us to only think romantically. I know living in New York, it's really hard, especially like if you're single. When you hear relationships, you only want to think about there's like nothing in New York, but which is probably true or not true. I don't know. I don't know. Leave me nasty comments for this. I was just trying to make a joke, so I hope it worked. Anyways, so back to relationships. When we talk about relationships, I want us to really think about the relationships that we have currently. I'm not just talking about romantically, I'm talking about our family relationships, I'm talking about our work relationships, I'm talking about our neighbors' relationships, I'm talking about our work relationships. I want us to I want us to use this tool to really assess and visually see where we are at in this category, because it obviously links back to joy. I'm not including the relationship with ourselves in this because that goes back to category number 2, which is joy. And you know, I went into that in that video. Again, this is only because I want us to think about relationships in a different way. So I'm going to give you an example about relationships. So let's just pretend. So when we grade ourselves, let me rewind. I want us to think about those categories that I mentioned, and I want us to think about where are we in this relationships? Are we happy? Is this where we want to spend most of our time with? Are we spending time with the people that we want? And how are we feeling in that scenario? So example, when I talk about time, I want you to think about, let's just pretend you're at work and you're like a crazy workaholic, you love your job, you love what you do, you feel empowered, you're helping, you're making a difference in the world, and you love to work, and you're working like, I don't know, 60, 80 hours a week, and you're just there all day. Let's just take a pause and think about relationships in that, with that example, right? Where do you think this person is spending most of their relationship time with, or who? They're spending it with their coworkers. Now, let's just say that you don't get along with your coworkers, and you love your job, you love what you're doing, but you just don't feel great there because you don't have a community with the coworkers. And your goal is really to have friends, or you actually want to spend more time with your family, and you're kind of sad about that. And so I want us to think about that. I want us to understand where we're spending our time, our relationship time, and are we happy there? And is it what we love to do? Because when you become aware of this, when you can visually see it, when you assess this for yourself and take inventory of these small things that seem so mundane, but they add up. When you start to do that, you can actually say, well, I love my job, I'm great at it, I'm amazing at it, I'm just a freaking rock star, but I don't love my coworkers. We don't have that kind of relationship because maybe I am too much of a workaholic, or I am like really hard on myself, and like my expectations are so high, and like not everyone else is like me. Let's just pretend that's the scenario. Now you can understand that you are in this situation, and that you do love the work, and that you just have a different kind of work mentality than everybody else does. Now you can say, well, okay, great. I know that I am here to work because I love my job. I know now what I'm feeling, and as soon as I get my free time, I know that I exactly want to go spend time with my friends. I want to go do fun things. I want to, if I have a family, I want to go home and be with my family, or plan trips, or I don't know, outings, so that you can actually start changing the thought process that's in your head, the narrative that you are going through subconsciously. Because when you are in that environment, which is a little hostile, and you're not even aware of it, you can start to do other things, like you go into fight or flight, you stop digesting your food, you have more cortisol levels, your dopamine goes down, you become a little bit more depressed, and you don't understand why. You might start drinking more coffee, you might go out for more breaks. If you smoke cigarettes, you might be smoking more cigarettes, and I do not condone that, but that is just the reality of it. Or what's the other one? not vaping. Is it vaping? You know what I'm talking about. I don't remember the little juuling. I don't promote this and I don't condone this, but this is what I see. So I'm just describing it. You might be going out for more smoothie breaks, latte breaks. Like, just think about that. You may be snacking more, and like a little snack here, a little snack there, and then you're wondering, why am I not having the movement in my life? I'm not eating consciously because like I'm overworking and I'm really stressed out. I'm actually buying more comfort food because I don't know why, I just feel like it. And you subconsciously do know why. And so why we fill this out is because I want us to become aware of it. And I want us to be aware of like, where do we spend most of our relationship time, and where do we want to spend more of our relationship time? And if that is also like, you know, in having an actual like partner, like a partner, like a love interest, also knowing like, am I spending time with this person? Am I actually giving myself the time to get to know someone and to do what I love? Or if it's like you want more friendship in your life and you want to have more of like a circle that's very fulfilling for you, am I doing that, and why not? Because if you're not doing something, it's because you're doing something else. So you have to start being able to visually see that. The same goes for family. Like, I want to spend more time with my family, and so how can I do that? How can I do more of that? Because that will make me happy. As we know, we are animals. We are rational animals. We need community. That is just part of our biology. We need to be around community. We need to have relationships. It actually keeps us alive. It keeps us healthy. It is just something that's very natural. But if we have toxic relationships and we're not aware that we're putting ourselves in this situation, it can become very dangerous for us in the long run in terms of like health concerns and health, reasons. Obesity, heart disease, diabetes, stress, anxiety, insomnia. There's so many things that go into this relationships category. So when we grade ourselves in the beauty circle, which I have right here, where is relationships? Right here. I want us to grade ourselves in terms of, I want not to grade ourselves, but again, I want you to visually see, because this is going to be right smack in your face. Like, you cannot hide from this. You have to be totally honest with yourself, and you have to ask yourself, in relationships category, and again, think about what relationships mean to you, because it could be romantically, it could be work, it could be family, it could be friendships. So when you think about relationships, like, you can write down in the corner like what that means to you, because maybe you are fulfilled in 5 of those categories or 3 of those categories, but you're really yearning for friendship. And it's like that missing puzzle piece, because everything else is so perfect, or whatever. Let's just again pretend. So I want us to really think about when we think about relationships, what category is it? Where are we? And then I want you to think like, where are you spending more of that time? Where are you spending more of that relationship time? And are you happy there? Do you like that? Because you're also spending time and energy on those, let's just say, go back to that old example, the coworkers that you're not really thrilled about. And now you know how to navigate through through that territory, right? Because now it's not really like that kind of relationship, but it's a work relationship. You can actually like talk to yourself and say, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try to make it as great as possible, and I'm gonna go home and then have a fun time with my friends, because that's what I really want to do. Or maybe I'll work less hours, because even though I love working, I also need to feed my soul. I need to feel good. I want to be around my friends, my family, my loved ones, all that kind of good stuff. So when we assess ourselves, I want us to really look at ourselves, like, where are we in relationships, and how much time and energy are we spending in what we like? And let's not focus too much on what we don't like. Let's just be aware of it. Let's just be aware that maybe you don't want to be around your family because it's very toxic and it's not great. And you're like, okay, I spend too much time with my family and I don't feel well. I don't like them, which is totally fine. You don't have to like everyone. You're entitled to your feelings. Everyone has their reasons. So you have to say, okay, well, I don't like to be around my family so much and I have to make a change. And I know now I know that I'm a little bit uncomfortable. This is not healthy for me. Where would I like to invest my relationship time, and that could be with friends, that could be actually at work, because you may have amazing coworkers who turn into really great friends in the future. So again, I'm just wanting you to become aware of this so that we can talk about this. This is just the beginning. This is the surface layer. Again, I'm just giving you little examples of how to fill this out. All these categories go in so much deeper, but I didn't want to overwhelm everyone with so much information, and I wanted to really give you guys a taste of what this work is about. Again, once we get here, we can go in deeper. I will have many more resources, many more videos, much more information on how to dig in deeper in terms of relationships. But for now, this is what I leave you with. Please grade yourself, or not grade yourself, but assess yourself so that we can identify where you are spending your relationship time, and are you happy there, and what you can do to change that. I leave you with that. I really hope that you found this helpful. If you did, please share it with someone that would really benefit from this. And I'm going to ask you to do one more thing, is hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you haven't already, like the video. If you thought it was great, leave a comment below. I would love to hear where you're spending your relationship time and how much time of it are you spending there versus where you're not spending and where you want to be. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I have much more information for you coming up. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.